If you use social media too much, you may have come across this viral video of a moon being super close to Earth. Just by seeing the production quality of the video, you may have thought this to be true. As much as I love physics, because I'm a science student, I had to blast the bubble. Let's debunk this. There are a lot of reasons for this to be fake, but I'll give you the ones which make most sense. So first of all, how did he predict that the moon was going to show up from that particular direction? Reason number 2. The moon cannot move with that speed. Let's say if it did move with that much speed, the grass around the person would just go bonkers and the lake nearby would start behaving crazy just because of high tide situation. When moon comes super close to Earth, there's a high tide situation. So you see there are huge waves in the lake or sea or ocean, whatever, just because of the gravitational pull of the moon. And if it were that close, it would have resulted in a tsunami or even a worse situation than that. And also, he probably wouldn't be alive to shoot it. He would have been dead by now. Reason number 3. At this frame, as you guys can see, the light disappears suddenly and then it reappears within 10 seconds. This would have been true if the moon would move with that speed, but it simply doesn't. And even then, the light won't go away that fast because the sun is 93 million miles away from the Earth. Therefore, it takes somewhere around 8 minutes for the light to hit the Earth. And here, it disappeared and reappeared within few seconds. Reason number 4. Another reason is, in real life, we cannot see the dark part or the dark side of the moon from any point on the surface of the Earth. It means only 50% of the moon's surface can be visible, that too on a full moon day. And here at this frame, we saw a full moon, and that's not possible. Reason number 5. If the moon moves this closer and this faster to the Earth, then Earth's gravity would just rip it apart. Because the Earth's gravity is way more powerful than the moon. So virtually there's a chance that the moon could end up crashing on Earth just like some asteroids due to gravity. Reason number 6. If this were real, then where is the shadow of the moon for the time when it's not directly in front of the moon? Because keep in mind, moon also emits its own light, which I believe at this frame should be more than enough to light those mountains in the background. Reason number 7. As you all know, moon rotates in its own virtual axis, but in this clip, it's kind of tidally locked to the Earth. What I mean is that moon's rotation and revolution, they both are synchronized with that of Earth, whereas in reality, it isn't. We see one side of the moon because it's not synchronized to the Earth. But if it were, then we simply wouldn't be able to see it. As simple as that. Reason number 8. Moon at perigee, which is the closest that it can get to Earth, comes as close as 225,623 miles. And at apogee, which is the farther away that it can go from Earth, is 252,088 miles. So on an average, the distance from the Earth to the moon is about 238,855 miles. So it's just impossible to see such gigantic version of moon. Okay, I want to ask you guys a question. This guy made a comment on original video and I'm not entirely sure if the thing said in his comment would happen or not. So his comment goes something like this. If it was real, then it would have disrupted the alignment of solar system, including Earth with other planets. And the gravity of Earth would be lower and tsunamis would have ended the world. Now, I don't find myself that qualified to answer this question, so please help me by commenting down below. I would say that the second part of the video or the last part of the video, the tsunami part, is correct, but I'm not sure for the rest of the thing. Okay, so from now on I'm gonna point the editing mistakes because I do edit a lot and it's easier for me to point out such mistakes. Edit mistake number 1. Now this is an answer to this guy who actually made a comment on the video. He said that this could be a time lapse. Just to answer it, no, this can't be a time lapse, because you can see the person's hand moving and the guy actually zooms in and out a couple of times. And if it were a time lapse, then he wouldn't be able to zoom in and out in such a smooth manner. Not only that, it takes hours and hours to pretty much take a time lapse like that, because you know how time lapse works. And also, there's no effect on the grass. If it were a time lapse, then you would be able to see that the grass near the guy would be moving. But here it's static, it's not moving at all. Update. While editing this video, I actually found out who the actual creator of the video is. It turns out he's a TikToker and his name is Alexei. And believe it or not, this guy actually stole a concept from this YouTube video. If the moon were at the same distance as ISS. This video is by Yeti Dynamics. Okay, so let's continue. The video claims to be of somewhere near Russia. But as you guys know, Russia is for the major part covered with ice. But in this clip, you cannot see ice anywhere. It's more flatter than icy. Okay, here's the fun part. If you really slow down the clip and see it frame by frame from when the moon starts showing up, you can actually see that there's a lot of masking done all over the place. I know it's not noticeable when you play it at the actual speed, but it is noticeable when you slow it down. And the funnier part is that this guy actually added sound effects. He added some sushi sort of sound effects. See, I told you, in reality, you don't really have sound effects for such things, and there's no sound in space. And before winding up the video, just want to say that on 26th May 2021, it was Lunar Eclipse. Now, in Lunar Eclipse, the Earth comes in between Sun and Moon. But in this clip, the Moon comes in between Earth and Sun, which is Solar Eclipse and not Lunar Eclipse. So, I think it is pretty self-explanatory that the clip is fake, but credit where credit is due. The guy who pulled this shot should be awarded. Despite of all the editing mistakes, he actually did a good job, because this shot really fooled a lot of people. But it kind of seems that he skipped his physics classes a lot. Otherwise, he could have done a great job. Anyways, thanks for watching this very video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.